Yo, what's good YouTube? It's boardzy, and this is going to be a quick video just on the lightest gaming mouse I have ever owned. Well, it's actually not true. The lightest wireless mouse I have ever owned, the PMM Neo 8K. So this is a Viper mini shape inspired 3D printed wireless mouse that comes in at a shocking 30 grams. And yeah, honestly, I don't think mouse weight is going to make you a better player, especially if you're already dealing with like ultra lightweight sub 40 gram mice going from, let's say, like 38 grams on the ULX to 30 grams on this. That's not going to be the difference between you being a good aimer or a bad aimer. But honestly, compared to the Viper Mini Signature Edition, which comes in at 49 grams, it's kind of like absurd just how dense it feels in comparison once I like got used to and put some time on the Neo 8K. And this is not going to be a full review because I really don't have enough time on this yet. I do want to put some more on, but I really just wanted to like show this off because it's pretty crazy to see what 3D printing wireless mice really has gotten to, because I don't know, I've always been interested in them. I've never loved them, but this is the first 3D printed mouse I've tried that has a Viper V2 Pro PCB, so it's obviously 8K hertz wireless compatible. Realistically, I'm using 4K, but it's a huge step up from the old age of like G305 internals. But yeah, quality on 3D printed mice is going to be another thing, and I believe they're doing like the PCB sidewalls trick that gives you some like rigidity towards the center, but I already have noticed in like pretty standard 3D printed mouse fashion that like up here really it's like flexing in where I place like my pinky finger. So yeah, it's not going to have the rigidity. Yeah, I think you can really see it from this angle. It's not going to have the rigidity of like a fucking solid magnesium mouse, even like a good ABS plastic feeling mouse. It just is what it is with a 3D printed mouse. So if you're expecting like the most rigid 30 gram mouse, this is not going to be that. But yeah, still for a 3D printed mouse, I honestly feel like this is the most solid one I've tried so far. And if I'm just claw gripping like this, honestly, the shell does feel solid. I'm not going to say like it doesn't feel like if I put enough pressure, I could fucking break it, but for normal in-game amounts of pressure, it actually is fine. And yeah, just having a mouse at 30 grams is pretty ridiculous. G-Wolves just announced that they have some mice that are coming in at like 29, 27 gram wireless. So this pretty much just allows me to feel what that's going to be like. And I do like that it's not a super small, like unusable mouse like the Beast X Mini, which this is actually lighter than. And it does feature what PMM calls super grip, which is just like, I don't know, a grippy finish, or maybe it's just like how it comes out of the printer. But mouse 1 and mouse 2, it really does feel like there is like some type of coating, some type of finish on it. It is extremely grippy. The rest of the shell, I don't know if it has the same thing applied, but you really can't notice it as much, at least on this version with some cutouts. Not that the cutouts are bad or feel like they're massive gaping holes, it just doesn't allow you to feel like the solid finish or whatever. One thing that really shocked me about this was the clicks. These are using like Razer optical switches, obviously, but like there's just no side-to-side play whatsoever, and it actually makes me curious, like what are they doing to limit this with the design, and why is like every other company not fucking doing it? Like, why is Razer on a $300 mouse have like so much like grinding? It just feels awful on my left mouse button, not to mention the side buttons. I don't just want to randomly shit on the Viper Mini Signature Edition, but yeah, for a $300 mouse across multiple copies, I've always felt that it has its flaws. And now the price of the Neo 8K is something that when I first saw it, I like shrieked in horror, because for the pre-built version that I was sent out for review, this is, I believe, $276, but, and a big but, is you can pick up a mod kit for like $130. Then you're obviously responsible for the Viper V2 Pro internals, which I believe you can get for around like $80 on Amazon US. It will vary. So yeah, then you're in it for around $200, which still for like a 3D printed mouse, it's on the high end. I'm not saying that you're not going to be better off as an average gamer just getting like a fucking $40 VXE R1 Pro, but this is obviously for the madmen, the mouse enthusiasts, people who want a fucking 30 gram mouse. And my only gripe, the weight balancing feels perfect. Like the 30 gram implementation itself is really good, and this doesn't have to do with weight, so I don't know why I led with that, but the sensor position does feel like weirdly low. And I understand you're working with tolerances, like it's not like you can just move the fucking sensor up like 10 millimeters, but especially when I'm fingertip gripping, I can feel that the sensor position is kind of low compared to where I'm placing my thumb. And again, not the end of the world, it's just something that you're gonna have to be adjusted to. The Death Adder V3 Pro is a mouse that has a very low sensor position, but I'm just not really gripping that in the same way. So the sensor implementation did feel just a little bit weird in that way. But other than that, once again, for a 3D printed mouse, I didn't have any issues with the LOD. The tracking was absolutely smooth. So just overall, for a 3D printed mouse, I'm happy with this like modern generation. I do think the price is definitely on the high end. This is not something that everybody needs to try out, but let's say you were somehow dissatisfied with the Viper Mini Signature Edition's weight and you really like the shape. Even though this is not like a one-to-one clone, they do say it's an inspiration. I would say the biggest difference is like the sides just don't feel curved in the same manner, and the hump just feels like a little bit higher. It's just like slightly different of a shape. So yeah, it's not a one-to-one fucking like 3D modeled clone with absolutely no variance, but in the hand, especially when you're claw gripping, you can feel that it's based off of a Viper Mini. And this was not really meant to be a full review. Like I said, I just wanted to show off the product, and maybe after some more use, I will give it a full review to see if I feel like it's really worthwhile or not, see how the quality holds up, etc., mostly, etc. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you have any questions about 3D printed mice, be sure to let me know. But yeah, overall, I can say I'm happy with this unit. I don't know if I would use it as my main forever. It's definitely not my far and ahead #1 choice over other mice, but I don't know, using this just feels very refreshing. It was fun to use. It's different than everything else on the market. Even though it's a lightweight mouse, you might be like, that sounds similar, but I don't know, it's fucking 3D printed. I haven't used one of these in what feels like over a year. So yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video showing this off. Let me know what you guys think of it, and yeah, maybe some more content on it in the future. Peace out.